Behind me is Kuala Lumpur. Infinity pool, skyline view, floor to ceiling windows, and for around $1,000 a month, the value here is honestly hard to ignore. Everyone thinks Bali is the perfect place to build an online business. I used to think that too, but after spending weeks living there, I end up moving to Kuala Lumpur. Just for a new experience and also to compare different places in Asia. And what surprised me is that it wasn't about lifestyle or chasing something new. I didn't come here because I wanted a better life on paper. First of all, it's my first time here, and I want to visit the city and try living here for a while. So I came here because at some point Bali actually started making my work harder, not easier. And once I noticed that, I couldn't really ignore it anymore. Let me explain. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Emanuele, I'm from Italy, and for the past 4 years I've been running an online business. Mainly I sell digital products. I write daily mails, I create content, and most days I work around 4 or 5 hours a day. But there are also days when I finish working around midnight. So every job has a dark side. But yeah, Bali has been a huge part of my journey since I decided to move to Asia for a while. And it was the first place where I landed. And I want to be clear, I generally love it there. Not in the Instagram way, but in a real way. The atmosphere, the coffees, the people you meet, the slower flow of life, and there is something very unique about it. But being here in Kuala Lumpur made me start noticing something I hadn't fully seen before. Sometimes the place that feels the best emotionally is not always the place that helps you perform the best. Let's talk about the numbers first, because I think this part gets misunderstood a lot. In Bali, especially in areas like Canggu or Uluwatu, if you rent a nice one-bedroom villa or apartment, you are usually looking at somewhere between $700 and $1,000 a month. And that's just the base rent. But once you had electricity, AC running all day, occasional transport, co-working spaces when Wi-Fi is not stable, you are realistically closer to $900 to $1,300 a month for a comfortable setup. And here in Kuala Lumpur, for around $1,000 a month, you can get a modern condo with rooftop, pool, gym, sauna, fast and stable internet, and full infrastructure that just works. And then everything else on top is usually cheaper. Food, transport, grocery, all of it. So purely from a cost perspective, Kuala Lumpur is either cheaper or gives you more for the same money. But honestly, that's not the real reason I'm here. Because if I was only optimizing for cost, I wouldn't be here or in Bali. I'd probably be somewhere like Chiang Mai. So the real question is, what actually changed between these places? The biggest difference I noticed is friction. In Bali, even though I love it, there is always a small layer of friction in the background. Internet that occasionally drops during a call, for example, traffic that turns short distance into long trips, having to think about backups, plans for work setups. And these small things, they add up mentally over time. So here, for example, life feels more direct. The internet is stable, the transport works, Grab shows up in minutes, and buildings are designed for work and efficiency. And when you run an online business, that matters more than people think, because your energy doesn't just go into big decisions. it gets drained by small interruptions you don't even notice at first. Another thing I didn't expect is how different the energy of the environment feels. Bali slows me down in a good way, and sometimes in a not so good way. But Kuala Lumpur does the opposite. It sharpens me. When I look outside this window, I see movement, construction, traffic, buildings changing, and people building things. There is a kind of constant progress in the background, and that affects how I think and work more than I expected. But of course, Kuala Lumpur is not better in every way, because what Bali has is something very hard to replace. Bali has atmosphere, it has a world, nature, coffees, a global community of people building interesting things, and a lifestyle that naturally feels more inspiring. You don't need to try to feel inspired in Bali, it just happens. In Kuala Lumpur doesn't really give you that same feeling. Kuala Lumpur is more functional, more structured, more efficient, and after a while that can feel a bit repetitive, right? Most of your life becomes apartments, gym, coffees, restaurants, and you repeat, right? Comfortable, yes, but less emotionally rich. And this is where I think most people get the comparison wrong. They ask which place is better, but that's not the right question. The real question is better for what? If your goal right now is deep focus, building output, removing friction, and getting serious work done, Kuala Lumpur is incredibly strong. If your goal is lifestyle, creativity, inspiration, and being surrounded by a more naturally social and expressive environment, Bali still wins. And timing matters a lot. If you are in a phase where your business is still being built, there is a strong argument for choosing the place with less friction first. Because distractions are expensive when you are trying to build momentum. But once you have financial stability and your business is running smoothly, Bali becomes a place you can actually enjoy fully, without that constant pressure quietly sitting in the background. If I had to start everything again from zero today, I think I would actually do it in two stages. First, a few focused months in Kuala Lumpur to build structure and output, then Bali afterwards, when I can actually enjoy it properly without stress. Not because one is better, but because they serve different phases of the same journey. Anyway, these are just my honest thoughts from actually living in both places, not from a short trip or a highlights reel. And I'm curious about your experience if you have lived in Bali, Kuala Lumpur, or anywhere else in Southeast Asia. So let me know what you think in the comments. I always find real experience more interesting than generic top 10 cities list. And if you enjoy this kind of honest content about building an online business and designing your lifestyle, consider subscribing to the channel and see you in the next one.